Well, boys and girls, after a massive summer of transfers and losing all of our best players, we actually had a better start to the season than I thought we would. Could we go up to the Premier League this time round? Of course we could. But this is the season as it sits at the moment. So if you've missed the last stream or two, we had to sell two of our best players back in the summer because it was all forced through really early in the summer. Phil Scott, Tom Wooster, both leaving, combined £15.5 million. They are both now playing in the Premier League, and it was all kind of forced upon us. So we reinvested a lot of the money in salaries rather than spending lots of money on players. We did sign Sammy Brooks, who was here on loan last year, as our one big money signing. But everybody else was just, it was really all about salaries. And we've got Ronnie Edwards off of Peterborough. Derby in safe, but off of Peterborough, so I'm excited about that as well, although he's immediately come in and got injured. But we did start the season quite well. You can see we got a few wins early on, and the championship table looks like this. So 5 games played. We're 2 points outside of the playoffs. And that's with a game in hand on QPR. We haven't got a game in hand on the teams above us, but I'm very happy. We finished just outside the playoffs last year. If we finish top half of the table again this year, after selling our 2 best players, I'll be delighted. I am completely comfortable with treading water in the championship until we move into our new stadium, which isn't going to be for another year after this one. Where have all these injuries come from? I've just noticed the huge injury crisis we've currently got. Do we not have a fit left back at the club? Why has past Kev left me in this state? So Turgay, Doig and Gilks are all injured. Nelson Abbey, who can play left back, isn't really fully fit and has got to play at centre back today because we've got injuries there. We are in a full-blown injury crisis. Well, this might not go well today. It'll be fine. I'm back, don't worry. Anna was panicking because there was an open reach guy outside, right outside our front door, trying to work out whose was our broadband and whose was next door's. So I was just making sure we weren't about to get that and be cut off again. Yeah, I probably should put that as a warning. If the internet does just suddenly go like that, I've explained why now. I hope it doesn't break completely. We don't have a Huel code yet. No, they said they were going to sort me one. They've made no contact. I need to get my people to reach out to their people and see if we can get a code. Surely there are no people in the world under 24 named Tom. Well, Tom FM himself is. He would claim that's his real name. Oh, look at that. He did that deliberately. I'm certain he's done that deliberately. Love telling strangers about my blocked hole. There you go, the window's opening back up again. Oh, what a goal that is from Emmett Walsh. Ooh, this is going to be fun. They're now fitting next door's broadband. They're running a cable across the front of our house and going down our hole. Our same hole. So again, if the stream gets disconnected, it's because OpenReach are out there fiddling with it. And also, my priority at that point won't necessarily be getting the stream back up and running. It'll be, what are we going to do when Andy gets home and the internet isn't working? So bear with us on this one. If it goes down, it should be fine. But there's probably going to be some drilling noise. If it gets loud and unbearable, we might cut the stream early. Kev pronouncing lower league French teams should be interesting. I mean, remember, I'll have spent some time in France between now and then. I'll be a French expert. Worry about doing Schalke is that lots of people will look at it and think that it's part of non-league to legend because we manage them in non-league to legend. So having a little bit, even if it's like a month doing Chelsea, I think that acts as a bit of separation. Can I use the editor to enforce the restriction on Chelsea? Yeah, that's what I'd do. So similar to how we fiddled with the Barcelona database to make it hard, and I did lots of practicing with it to work out how to actually make it hard. We'd do that with Chelsea. So we'd add like a, I don't know, 2-year transfer embargo. Is there a way to make it so you can't renew contracts? These are the things I'd need to look into first. If you can't make the game enforce no contract renewals, then there's no point doing it because the players will just kick off. You need to kind of be able to say to the players, look, my hands are tied. I've got to let you leave. And if that's not an option, it kind of rules it out. Spurs need a rebuild. I mean, I don't really want to do Spurs. If I'm going to be in England, I want to be a big club. So Everton count for sure. Why do I think Chelsea need rebuilding? Because they're going to lose their entire defence and, I mean, money and the chairman leaving. And, I mean, have you read a newspaper? Bankrupt the club. Bankrupt what club? Is that your save idea? Because I feel like that needs a little bit more meat on its bones. Has anyone got any save ideas? Bankrupt the club. What club? Doesn't matter. Bankrupt them. All right. Are we putting any story in there as well, or are we just going to bankrupt them? How about saving Sheffield Wednesday? It's not very interesting, is it? I mean, as an outsider looking in, and perhaps there's more to the Sheffield Wednesday situation than I realise. Do they need saving? They're about where they should be, aren't they? The only way to do it is to go into the players and say they'll leave at the end of the contract on them all. See, that seems a bit rubbish then. I think we've kind of ruled Chelsea out there. Why would Monaco be interesting? Are we just throwing clubs out there, or is there something interesting about Monaco? Or doing it straight after non-league to legend, at least? I could be wrong, but I'm familiar with my players. The reason their player keeps switching from side to side is because they're down to 10 men. So this guy who keeps bouncing from side to side, they're down to 10 men, and I guess they can't decide where they want him. So he's just going side to side to side. Which I guess if he does it quickly enough, maybe he'll cover both wings and it'll be fine. Perhaps that's the key when you go down to 10 men. Perhaps that's the game showing us how to go down to 10 men properly. You have to do that, and then the match engine thinks there's a player on both wings because there's been one there recently. Perhaps we're getting an insight. If I'm going to do Schalke, I need to do the work the space switcheroo that he did on Parc de Primera last year, where he made it look like he was going to be managing Dover. So everybody was like, cool, an English lower league save, I'm in. And then in the first episode, switched it and went to Spain. But by then, people had already watched episode 1, because that's the battle. You've got to get people watching episode 1. And he did it with the old switcheroo. We won 3-1. I forgot to pause the game. That wasn't BT this time. It was the Amazon man. So we have package time with Kev. I don't know what packages we've got today. Should we open some packages together? Let's see what Kev's been ordering over the weekend. We have... Oh, this is content. We have a little box to put my pills in when we go on holiday. This is great. This is when you know you're old. I've got a little container that contains 7 smaller containers that have the days of the week on them. We need to have full screen for this. So, big container, 7 small containers, day of the week on each small container, and then morning and night on each one of those. So I can put my tablets in it. So I take my tablets while we're on holiday.
Because you drop them every day, don't you, Kevin?
I do drop them every day. But that way, I can just take them away with me. So that's good. I like that. Recycling lady's here. Thank you. Thank you, recycling lady. What have we got here? This is a folder to put my Batman cards in. No, what? No, recycling lady, what have you done there?
You put it there. I didn't push it.
Can you put that in the recycling pile when you go out? Thank you. And then we've got a box.
Yeah, it looks heavy.
Yeah, this is a really heavy box. I don't know what's in it. Which is a little bit alarming. I'm not sure what I've ordered. I do order things. Oh, this is... I mean, this is like work. This is the greatest old man Amazon opening ever. We've got some all-in-one lawn feed, weed and moss killer. Right, we're away against Leeds. Quite an important game. Why is the game now lagging so much? What's going on here? I don't like this at all. Ugh, this is horrible. We're not dropping any frames, so it's not the stream that's the problem. FM has just decided to do a poo-poo. Show me my processor usage. What the hell's going on there? Why? Why would that PC be doing that? We'll get through the game and then we'll just restart the game. Yes. Oh, that's a lovely goal. When does the save end? When we win the Champions League. With Leamington. When we win the Champions League with Leamington, we draw a line under the save, which I expect will happen in the next 5 or 6 seasons now. Now things are starting to go well. I would imagine we'll have finished this save before the new football season starts in real life. I mean, we definitely will have done by then. That's 4 months. 5 months, whatever it is. We're absolutely battering Leeds here. And have a look at Josh Doig's in-game attributes. We can, yes. Once we've scored this 4th goal. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are top of the championship with a game in hand right now. What a beautiful thing. The only problem is I've now got to restart the game when we're in this kind of form. I mean, I can guarantee if I was playing off stream right now, I would keep going regardless of performance of the game because of how we're performing as a team. But now I suppose I've got to think in terms of the best interests of you lot as the viewers. I guess this is going to be a couple of minutes. I will be back, but obviously restarting the PC because I'm now on a 1 PC setup again. Obviously restarting the PC means the stream will stop as well. So I'll be as long as it takes for that update to apply. But we have got the game loading back up again now, so fingers crossed we should be back to 2 streams in 1 day. Yeah, absolutely. I want this as a separate video, Chris. Should we do a new intro? I'm back. I really hope that's just the game getting confused because that's how much it's costing to build our new ground. If we've spent £17 million on youth facilities, that is a disaster. Right, can we win another football match, please? I love the fact we've got the 2 headbands up front as well. The 2 headbands and our record signing up as a front 3. It's a wonderful thing. That's why we're so good going forward now. Are we 1 notch too slow all of a sudden in game? I don't think so. This feels normal. It looks right. It probably feels a bit weird because it was so jerky before. I'm pretty sure this is the normal setting. Come on, shoot. Shoot. Won't somebody shoot? Of course somebody will. Aaron Jarvis will shoot. 2-0. If we go up this year, we're going to have to do a season in the Premier League playing in Solihull, which I don't think Solihull's going to be big enough. So I don't know who we'd ground share with at that point. I would suggest Coventry would be the logical one. Theodros with a lovely little finish. 3-0 now. Part of me is a little bit afraid we'll get promoted this year and then the save will break because our ground won't be suitable for the league, but it won't move us to a new one because it's already moving us. If that happens, I called it here. And I'll be very cross when it does happen. Let's give Theodros a pat on the head. Sir Amari. And now we play Rotherham, who are rock bottom. And we just need to sling some goals past them as well. It's probably roughly the same size, isn't it? What's all this? A mystery consortium, eh? Oh, does this mean transfer embargo? Rumours of a potential board takeover. Well, that's going to be interesting. If this is our promotion season, we've already got the new stadium on the way. We're already doing the training ground and all that stuff in the background. If now is the time that we actually get a new owner, seems like an odd time for the owner to duck out. I guess he's just accepted that when he bought us, we were down in the National League North and he didn't have to guarantee a particularly large overdraft. Whereas now, 5 million overdrawn, don't worry. It'll be fine. That's probably a little bit scary for a local businessman. You haven't missed the traffic and the weather. We haven't done the X. We've had all these shenanigans with the computer, shenanigans with the internet. And yeah, we haven't done the weather yet. The weather is nice. It's a nice, bright, pretty day out there. Traffic-wise, the Open Reach fans out there. So it is blocking the route in somewhat. Charge up the leagues, which doesn't happen very often in real life. How are we losing 2-0 at home to the team who are bottom of the league? So yeah, Theodros is pretty good. It's very tight at the top. I said I'd want to be in a breakaway with Swansea. I don't think that's going to happen. Norwich, top of the league now. Norwich, us, and Swansea all level on points. Then Bournemouth, Burnley, Leeds are still in the mix. Yeah, this is going to go right to the wire this season. Come on, football. Jorge Hernandez. Now, he definitely would have come up. Jorge Hernandez is one of my favourites. Over 200 goals with like 4 for finishing. He proved everything I've ever said about Football Manager, and I love him for it. The amount of times I've been mocked over the years for signing strikers with low finishing, and then he was just a hero, despite not having any finishing. His finishing declined as we moved up the leagues, and he continued to rattle in goals. I think by the end of his time at Bourne, he had 2 for finishing and had scored over 200 goals in 4 or 5 years. You should pick Football Manager teams the way WWE recruit wrestlers. You just want the biggest, strongest, fittest ones. Sven da Silva's a good shout. Yep. And then you've got the cult heroes like Mick Powell, Anthony Harris, Jair doing Jair things. But he wouldn't get in the team at right back because there was better right backs than him in that save. Dombrowski, I always remember being incredible in that save, but no right back gets in ahead of Lazarov. I've had Casanova and Bandera in my save this year at Chesterfield. They couldn't get into the team. That's hideous. How are we letting Sheffield United back into this game? Can we do a football, please, gentlemen? Please and thank you. A football would be appreciated. If we'd have had a centre-back in this game, we probably would have won it. But playing 2 midfielders as our centre-backs, not ideal when you're trying to get promoted to the Premier League. Probably need to sign a defender. The midfielder was Vermonti, the one we had everywhere. We had him Tottenham, Bayern, Barcelona, Manchester United, all in the same save. Took him everywhere with me. Built the tactic around Vermonti, and that is a lovely goal, by the way. A lovely goal, and a very important goal. Amazing for Theodros to get a Champions League medal. I mean, he's got a job for life here. I'm never selling him or releasing him. He'll always have a new contract ready for him. So unless he gets annoyed and wants to leave, he always has a place here at Leamington. Nugent, who left and got brought back. So Anthony Harris did it the first time around with home. It's what someone like Godwin's doing in this team. He's nothing spectacular. His average rating's dross, but he just keeps things sticking over. I thought it was going to be him giving away the penalty there. Just I'm saying how great he is. That would have been upsetting. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, this has been a very disappointing first half. Have I decided on the next long-term save? No, I'm not deciding today. We've talked about it a lot. Spent most of the afternoon talking about it, but no decisions are being made today. I just worry if Schalke would be too easy, even as a youth save, because we saw how good that youth intake was when I arrived at Schalke and non to legend. There was like 4 or 5 18-year-olds who were first team ready. Schultz was coming through behind them. We've seen they've had that other guy who I've just signed, who's just come through while they're in the second tier. It's just a conveyor belt of players. It will probably be homegrown. Perhaps we'd do homegrown only rather than German only to allow for that. You build up a lot of positive. So I think as long as you get promoted early, I think the big danger of Schalke is getting sacked in the first half a season. If you make it through to the end of the first season, that means you've got promoted. And if you get promoted, I think you're probably safe. We have been absolutely battered today by a team not even in the playoff positions. Football Manager's a weird game. It really is. They're going to grab number 6 here. Yuck. Just yuck. Yucky, yucky, yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm still second in the championship, though, so I guess we'll remove one of those yucks. Turn it into a, ooh, yummy.